What comedian made a mark on The Mandalorian while being known for rage-fueled humor? Hi, I'm Leah.
And I'm Garrett. Welcome to the Leah and Garrett Show.
Today, we're diving into the life and career of the multi-talented Bill Burr. So here's a bit of a personal story. I wasn't too familiar with Bill Burr until a friend insisted I go to one of his comedy shows. To be honest, I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it. I'm usually drawn to softer comedic styles, but his humor? It totally surprised me. He has this incredible way of taking everyday annoyances and flipping them into something that's both hilarious and deeply relatable. I found myself nodding along thinking, yep, that's exactly how I feel about it all. It made me appreciate just how sharp and insightful his observations are.
That's a solid point. I think many people feel that way about Bill Burr. All right, let's roll on. We've got a lot to cover about his fascinating career. Burr is basically an American comedian, actor, writer, and podcaster. His style has often been described as fiercely honest, and he's earned the title of the comedian's comedian for his rage-fueled humor that other comics really admire. What stands out to me is how he tackles, these big societal issues with humor that isn't afraid to ruffle a few feathers. He's kind of built a reputation on that truth-telling steeped in humor and skepticism. His career highlights include stand-up specials like Paper Tiger from 2019, roles on TV like his memorable stint on Breaking Bad, and co-founding the All Things Comedy Network. Plus, he gave voice to Frank Murphy in that animated show, F is for Family. Basically, the guy's all over the entertainment map. It's impressive.
Exactly. Let's unpack this, starting with his early days. Born in Canton, Massachusetts in 1968, Bill Burr grew up in a setting that was filled with that gritty working-class vibe. And you can totally see how that influences his blue-collar comedic style. He attended North Carolina State University briefly before transferring and graduating from Emerson College, where he earned a bachelor's degree in radio. It's fascinating, honestly, how his schooling in radio really helped hone his ability to communicate so succinctly, yet entertainingly. It makes perfect sense now, seeing how well he adapted to podcasting later on. Anyway, after he kind of discovered stand-up, he headed to NYC in 1994 to pursue comedy seriously. The city must have been the perfect playground for him with its fast-paced comedy scene. Burr had to work hard. It'd have been intimidating for most, I imagine. But he really made every show count and saw significant exposure on shows like Showtime at the Apollo and Comedy Central Presents, which helped cement his place in comedy.
Right, moving right along. Burr's appearances on Chappelle's Show really opened him up to broader audiences, and then launching his Monday morning podcast in 2007, it was a game changer. Suddenly, he had this platform where he could explore topics freely, just allowing his personality and thoughts to sort of breathe. His podcast really deepened his connection with fans who appreciated his unfiltered takes on life and the world around him. Then, we see success in roles like Patrick Kuby on Breaking Bad, and later as Miggs Mayfeld in The Mandalorian, two very high-profile gigs that showcased his versatility as an actor. Performing at Madison Square Garden and selling it out? That's, one for the books and such a testament to his broad appeal. Plus, performing at Fenway Park in 2022? That's pretty cool, right?
Let's shed some light on this intriguing question. Is Bill Burr related to Aaron Burr, the third U.S. vice president? It's a claim, actually, that floats around a lot. Whether it's genuine or just an entertaining twist Burr plays with, it does add this quirky historical layer to his persona. Real talk, it plays perfectly into his knack for storytelling, right?
I'm down for that, but honestly, I'm skeptical. The evidence remains, severely lacking. Still, I think what makes it fun is how Burr uses this claim as part of his storytelling. Audiences dive into it because it's just so wild. That intriguing hook, with or without proof, is totally in tune with Burr's style of mixing humor and history.
Now for a bit of pop culture context. His role in Chappelle's Show really highlighted his comedic flair, while Breaking Bad and The Mandalorian showcased his impressive range. His characters sort of capture elements of his stand-up persona in a way that makes them so, believable and endearing. Honestly, you'd find it so amazing if there was a biographical film. Imagining they delve into that interplay between his stage and screen presence is exciting.
Next up is why Bill Burr's work is worth studying. I think his innovative approach to comedy really stands out. He's weaving humor with scrutiny into social issues without pulling punches. It's really something to admire how he holds that space for tough conversations through laughter.
Totally. And let's not forget his entrepreneurial side. The creation of the All Things Comedy Network, it so totally supports independent comedians. I just love how it encourages them to retain creative control. That initiative, really inspires a new generation of comics to follow their own paths.
All right, let me leave you with this quirky note. Did you know Burr is a licensed helicopter pilot? It's like he attempts to master just about anything he sets his mind to. Nailed it.
And, hey, that's a no-go for me to keep up with all of his interests. But seriously, we're still learning more about each other every day. Stay curious, and see you next time.